Sai Ram. When we consider the avatar of the Treta Yuga, Lord Shri Rama, his teachings and life have been captured by many people and devotees. Foremost among them is his contemporary Sage Valmiki. In the similar vein, when we consider the avatar of the Dwapara Yuga, Lord Shri Krishna, his teachings and life have also been captured by many people, saints and devotees. But the foremost among them is again his contemporary Sage Vyasa. Now when we come to the Kali Yuga, our Lord Bhagawan Shri Sathya Sai Baba, his life and teachings too have been captured by many people. But I feel that the foremost among them is again his contemporary, and very interestingly, just as Sage Valmiki begins with the letter V, Sage Vyasa begins with the letter V, this personality's name also begins with the letter V, which I humbly submit as Venkataraman. A sagely person, Professor G. Venkataraman, Professor Ganeshan Venkataraman, or GV Sir as I call him, I feel has done a phenomenal service to all of mankind by documenting the teachings and life of our dear Swami. The Wikipedia page about him says, Ganeshan Venkataraman is an Indian condensed matter physicist, writer and a former Vice Chancellor of the Sri Sathya Sai University, an elected Fellow of the Indian National Science Academy and the Indian Academy of Sciences. Venkataraman is a recipient of the Jawaharlal Nehru Fellowship, Sir C.V. Raman Prize of the University Grants Commission and the Indira Gandhi Prize for Popularization of Science of the Indian National Science Academy. The Government of India awarded him the 4th highest civilian award of Padma Shri in 1991. Now that is saying a lot. But let me humbly submit that that is also missing a lot. When we want to see the sun, there are two ways of seeing it. One is to view it directly. The other is to view it in a mirror, a surface that reflects the sun. In a similar way, there are two ways to see God. One is to see God directly, but also the second way, the indirect way, is to see God as he is reflected in many mirrors. GV Sir is one such mirror. GV Sir's Wikipedia page runs on more and more listing all his achievements. But here are some things that are not available in the Wikipedia page. These are aspects of GV Sir's life that have definitely inspired me and will continue to inspire me as long as I live. Born on the 6th of October 1932, GV Sir naturally retired at the age of 60 in 1992. But then for an academic career, there is no retirement because all the work goes on over here and this only gets better with experience and age, right? Now GV Sir has always wanted to do something for the uplift of the country and he has kept doing it all his life. And that is why in his own words he says he decided that after retirement he wanted to settle in Puttaparthi at the lotus feet of our Swami, because he felt this is the only place on earth where actually there is a vision and a blueprint for the emancipation of not just the country but the whole planet. And that is how he became a teacher in Swami's Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. He became a Vice Chancellor, yes, but after retiring from the position of the Vice Chancellor as well, he continued to stay on as a teacher. And which subject did he teach? Not physics, in which he is a superstar, but the subject called awareness, which is Swami's closest subject to his heart, which is Swami's dearest subject, because this is the subject that can emancipate the country and the world. And that was how I got first introduced to GV Sir in the awareness classes that he conducted so brilliantly and so wonderfully, with the wisdom of a sage, with the love of a father and the passion of a researcher. He blended the eternal wisdom of spirituality along with modern day issues and showed how spiritual learning and Swami's teachings are the only panacea for the world today. My interactions with GV sir in the awareness class in a very interesting sequence of events, which is captured at this link above, led to me joining Radio Sai in the year 2007. At that point in time as well, do you know what Swami told me before I joined Radio Sai? He did not say go and join Radio Sai. He said, go make Venkataraman happy, Swami will be happy. Wow, what a vote of trust, confidence and faith that is from the Lord himself. Swami said you need not do anything, just make Venkataraman happy and you will know that Swami will be happy. And I feel this is natural because, as I said, this is 2007. Swami had entrusted GV sir with Radio Sai itself in 2001, and Swami entrusted this fledgling baby called Radio Sai Global Harmony to GV sir, and so I got the privilege of being an employee under GV sir. And the first project was that of Prema Jyoti. Prema Jyoti was a magnificent exhibition which toured the whole country of India and visited so many states and cities where Swami's life, his teachings were all displayed. Now there's an interesting story about this exhibition as well. In the summer of 2007, Swami's trip to Kodaikanal was being finalized. And all of us were eager to be on that list of names of those who are accompanying Swami. Well, Swami picked up GV sir to travel along with him, and GV sir requested Swami whether he could stay back and not travel to Kodaikanal because he wanted to work on creating this Prema Jyoti exhibition. And Swami said, nothing doing, you are coming. And so GV sir packed up all his books, papers, pens and laptop and iPad, everything, took it along with him to Kodaikanal, where he worked and worked. A true karma yogi who believed that duty is God and work is worship. You know, all of us wanted to travel with Swami to Kodaikanal, and here was a person whom Swami wanted that he should travel along with me to Kodaikanal. And he worked there, and that is how Prema Jyoti became the first project on which I got to work along with GV sir in my life at Radio Sai. He always says good work is God's work. When a new studio for Radio Sai was inaugurated, we all were keen that we should invite Swami to come and inaugurate the studio. But GV sir said, no, don't call Swami for the inauguration. Let us inaugurate the studio, start working here. Let us make some wonderful audio visual work and present that to Swami. When Swami watches that, that will be the inauguration. And dear brothers and sisters, we were also inspired by his philosophy. That is what we did. And then we realized that had we called Swami for the inauguration, he would possibly have come once. But because of this philosophy of GV sir, we got multiple opportunities to interact with Swami in his own residence in Yajur Mandir. But then it is not as if GV sir is just a karma yogi. Well, he himself had given a beautiful analogy in our awareness classes, linking these three: Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga and Jnana Yoga. This has been elaborately covered in a separate video which is at this link above. But in brief, this analogy that has stuck in my mind is that of a three-wheeler. GV sir said that when you want to ride a three-wheeler, you need all the three wheels. The three wheels are Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga and Jnana Yoga when it comes to our life. We can choose which is our front wheel, either Karma Yoga, either Bhakti Yoga or Jnana Yoga. But we definitely need the other two wheels as well. So for GV sir, the front wheel of the tricycle of his life, of the three-wheeler of his life was definitely Karma Yoga, but Bhakti Yoga and Jnana Yoga were always there, are always there. And an example of that I got to see during the Prema Jyoti exhibition itself. So as I said, this was being planned for 2007, the Guru Purnima of 2007. At the same time, the Sri Sathya Sai International Organization had planned a World Youth Conference to be held at Prashanthi Nilayam during Guru Purnima. And the Purnachandra Auditorium, in which we had planned to put up the Prema Jyoti exhibition, was the venue for this World Youth Conference, and therefore it was not available. That came as a big dampener for all of us because there is no other venue in Prashanthi Nilayam where this exhibition can be hosted. What should we do? Where should we put up Prema Jyoti? That is when GV sir told us, Don't worry, I will pray to Swami and ask him for a solution. Now, every night, GV sir had this privilege of dining with Swami at Swami's dining table. So, all of us assumed that in the night dining session, GV sir would just ask Swami across the table, Swami, we want to put up this exhibition, where we should put it up. The next day morning, one of my colleagues, Brother Sai Prakash, GV sir called him in and told him, Swami has blessed our exhibition. And he conveyed this to us, and all of us were so thrilled, and we wanted to know what exactly Swami said. So we asked him what was the conversation at the dinner table. And GV sir said, No, I didn't ask Swami during dinner. No. During dinner, whatever Swami initiates topics, we speak on that. I will never ask him like that. Then, how did you say that Swami blessed the exhibition? He said, today morning, I continued my prayers that have been going on from yesterday. And I sat in front of Swami's photo and pleaded with him to permit our exhibition. And a flower from that photo fell. And that shows to me that Swami is going to bless our exhibition. I had tears in my eyes that day because I felt that this flower falling from a photograph or Swami's dream coming or we reading from a book is meant for ordinary people, ordinary devotees like us. For a special person like GV sir who had access to Swami every day, he doesn't need to rely on these methods. But he is a devotee first. He values dearness more than nearness, and he always knew and he knows that connecting to Swami is only through the heart. Everything else is Maya. This is a message that he would give us verbally, and he showed it to us in his actions. What happened? What happened to the Prema Jyoti exhibition? Well, that's a beautiful story that I cannot cover so quickly over here. It has been elaborately presented at this link above. When I think of the many sterling virtues of GV sir, two things stand out a lot in my heart. The first is GV sir's practice of Trikarna Shuddhi, harmony of thought, word and deed. He is a person who spoke what his heart felt. Never a politician, never speaking one thing in front of you, another thing behind you. He would think something, he would speak the same thing, and he would act on it perfectly. And that is the reason why I myself has received so many scoldings from him. But then the next day it would all be forgotten because GV sir would say in Swami's words, the past is past, forget it, improve and let's proceed ahead. Always amazing, and I knew for sure that I could open up my heart completely to him without any fear that this information that he's receiving will be misused, he will tell it to someone else. And this is something very, very unique about GV sir. And I think that is the reason why Swami would call on him very, very frequently to give extemporaneous talks. Many times I have seen GV sir just walking in, sitting in the mandir. Even before he can comfortably sit, Swami would have summoned for him, and Swami will tell him, give a talk, and he would speak. A person who speaks the truth, a person who has purity in the heart need not prepare at all, because whatever is in the heart, as I said, would come out of his mouth. And so many brilliant speeches he has delivered in Swami's presence. He has delivered in awareness classes, and he is one of my role models and inspiration on how one should speak, integrating wisdom along with modern day-to-day existence so that it makes meaning and people can derive benefit. This is one unique quality of GV sir, Trikarna Shuddhi, unity and purity of thought, word and deed. The other thing, of course, is his heart of gold. Rather than elaborate on that, let me share one experience of Brother Raghuram Bhatt. He was a student in the Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, and in an unfortunate accident at the river Chitravati, he became a quadriplegic. And because of that, his life became very, very difficult. In fact, his life is as inspiring as it is difficult, and I promise you that in the future I will do a video on Brother Raghuram Bhatt as well. But those were the days when he would come to Radio Sai in his motorized wheelchair and try to do some work on the computer. He would tie a stick to his hand and keep punching in keys and try to learn things and do something, so that he can occupy himself. And we felt that this was a wonderful opportunity he had got at Radio Sai to spend his time constructively. But GV sir's heart of gold just melted when he saw Raghuram. But he asked some of us, what is that boy doing over here? Said, sir, he's helping out, he's volunteering, doing a little bit of work here and there. It keeps him occupied, it keeps him happy. GV sir said, how shameless of us to exploit that boy. How can we take his labor like this and use it for ourselves without helping him in any way? He needs to be compensated for the work that he is doing. We had never thought of it that way. GV sir thought of it, he spoke and inspired us, and he carried it out in action as well. Dear brothers and sisters, I get overwhelmed when I tell this because I don't think anybody else is like GV sir. He went and told this to Swami at the dinner table. This is something that he brought up. He never brought up his issues, but the world's issues, he brought it up. And believe it or not, Raghuram Bhatt became an employee of Radio Sai thanks to GV sir's golden heart. And that is when I realized that a man of God has a heart of gold. He did all work as God's work, and he had once told that Swami taught him this lesson. Swami had given him a gold pen, and that was a gift that GV sir always treasures. And one day when he was writing something, Swami asked him, where is that pen that I gave you? He said, Swami, that I reserve for all Swami's work. This mundane other work, right? I do it with other pens. Then Swami scolded him, reprimanded him, and Swami said, don't ever separate things as other work and Swami's work. Whatever work you do, do it as Swami's work. And GV sir took that lesson so seriously. Everything he did it with perfection, because he said, this has to be a fit offering to the Lord. That is why I am not surprised that Swami himself would listen to GV sir speaking on Radio Sai. Yes. And on one occasion, Swami was listening to GV sir answer a question whether atheists can get moksha. That led to a beautiful episode which I will not narrate here because it's already there at this link above. It's an elaborate story, but it goes to show that Swami himself was a listener to Radio Sai because a person like GV sir was speaking there. Another personal connection with GV sir is when I wanted to leave the Sri Sathya Sai Media Center. That is the new organization that came in the place of Radio Sai Global Harmony. Swami had given me many indications to leave, but I could not leave without telling GV sir about it. And so, let me take you back to that day when Swami told me, if you want to make Swami happy, make Venkataraman happy. Now, after that, dear brothers and sisters, I tried doing my best, but you know what? Not even once GV sir told me that he is happy with me. And I used to wonder, what is this? Swami said make GV sir happy, and GV sir never is happy because he is a perfectionist. And so what I would try to do is on his birthday every year, on the 6th of October, I would go to his room, try to butter him with sweet talk and try to extract him saying that I am happy with you. Because I knew that if he tells me he is happy with me, Swami is happy with me. But that never happened from 2007 till 2015 when GV sir was the director of Radio Sai. After that he stepped down, but I didn't stop considering him as my director. He is my director and I wanted to make him happy, because then only me joining Radio Sai will be fulfilling, then only Swami will be happy. So every year on his birthday, though he is no longer the director of Radio Sai, I would go to his room, try to speak to him and try to fish out this compliment that he is happy with me. Never happened even in the 5 years after that. Finally in 2020, the 6th of October, that is when I went to GV sir's room on October 6th on his birthday to wish him happy birthday. And that is when I again told him about this. Sir, Swami told me that if I make Venkataraman happy, Swami will be happy. And then GV sir looked at me and said, hey, you go and tell your Swami that Venkataraman is very happy. And I just broke down there. Because I had gone to tell him that, sir, I have received indication from Swami that I should leave. Should I leave? I want to seek your blessings. And his blessings came without me having to tell this at all, because he said, I am happy. I knew that my purpose in Radio Sai was complete. I knew my Swami is happy with me. And then I told sir, I want to seek your blessings. And sir said, hey, don't be a fool. Don't seek my blessings. There's only one person who can give you blessing, and that is him. And he pointed to Swami's photograph that was in his room. And he said, anybody else who say that they will give blessing, you can consider them also as fools. Only God gives blessings, but my best wishes are with you. I continue my life even to this day with Swami's immense blessings and GV sir's best wishes. Whenever possible, whenever I visit Puttaparthi, I meet GV sir, and it is such a joy. I try to sneak and take his Pada Namaskar, but he never allows. He always says, my good wishes are there, don't seek my blessings. But well, sir, on the occasion of the 93rd birthday, I pray to Swami that your life continues to shine in all splendor and brightness as a beacon light, as a light of inspiration for all of us lovers of God around the earth. Your life will inspire thousands and thousands of people in their love for God, in their quest for God, in their journey to God. Grateful to Swami for having blessed me with an opportunity to interact with a being like GV sir. I pray to Swami that the love that I have for him in my heart should keep growing stronger every passing moment. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.